また音読やります。英語ね、英語。Vitamin C plays an important role in keeping us healthy. Most mammals produce it. Most mammals produce it in their livers, so they never suffer from a lack of it. Curiously, however, some mammals, such as humans and apes, cannot do so. What happens when you lack this important vitamin? You might see black and blue marks on your skin. Your teeth could suffer too. The pink area around them might become soft and bleed easily. These are just a couple of good reasons to eat plenty of fresh fruit. Vitamin C. Vitamin C. Vitamin C. Vitamin C. 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 Vitamin. Vitamin C plays an important role. Important role. Vitamin C plays an important role in keeping us healthy. In keeping us healthy. Most mammals produce it. Most mammals produce it. Most mammals produce it. Most mammals produce. Most mammals produce it in their livers, so they never suffer from a lack of it. Curiously, however, some mammals, such as humans and apes, cannot do so. What happens?疲れるね。すごい疲れる。息が疲れる感じだな。When you lack this important vitamin, you might see black and blue marks on your skin. Your teeth could suffer too. The pink area around them might become soft and bleed easily. These are just a couple of good reasons to eat plenty of fresh fruit. The word drug means anything that, even in small amounts, produces changes in the body, the mind, or both. This definition, however, does not clearly separate drugs from what we usually think of as food. The difference between a drug and a poison is also unclear. All drugs become poisoned in large amounts, and many poisons are useful drugs in carefully controlled amounts. Is alcohol, for instance, a food, a drug, or a poison? It can be any of the three, depending on how we use it. Depend. Depend. Green. Green tea. Green tea. Green tea. Green tea. Green tea has a long history in Japan and strong ties with Japanese culture. Because of this, one might think that green tea comes from a plant unique to Japan. However, all tea, no matter what its color or taste, comes from the same plant. Then, what causes the differences in taste and the color? They are, in fact, the result of different ways of growing the tea and treating it. After it is picked. ちょっとこう音域上げようか。パパって wolves are an interesting way of raising the young. When the female wolf is ready to give birth, she digs a hole. Within this hole, she has her babies. While she's taking care of these babies, other wolves bring her food. After they get a little older, the mother can leave them while she goes off to hunt with other members of the group. Then, instead of the mother, another female will stay behind to guard the young wolves. Physical gestures may have different meaning in different cultures, and misunderstanding the signals can sometimes be embarrassing. Once had an experience which I have never forgotten. Some years ago, I took a small group of foreign students to Kyoto. I counted them with the index finger, which is common in Japan, but one of them became quiet and looked puzzled. When I asked him what was the matter, he replied, "In my country, we count people with our eyes. We use our fingers to count pigs." The smile may no longer be an effective way to mask one's true feelings. Some psychologists have claimed that true smiles and false smiles use different muscles. For example, in a true smile, the muscles surrounding the eyes tighten, while the cheek muscles pull the corners of the lips upward. On the other hand, in a false smile, the muscles between the eyebrows move slightly, while the muscles around the mouth pull the corners of the lips downward. If the psychologist's claim is proven to be true, perhaps people will worry less about what they say and more about which muscle to use when they smile. Effective. When English-speaking people talk about hot food, are they saying the food is spicy like curry? Or are they talking about its temperature, as in hot coffee? These two different meanings of hot may seem confusing to Japanese students, but as a matter of fact, the word is the right one for describing the way the body responds to spice and heat. A simple explanation would go something like this. When we eat or drink, the same nerves in the mouth react both to spicy chemicals in food and to a rise in temperature. The English expression, therefore, reflects this fact about the human body. Western clothes. Western clothes are bottom. Western clothes have buttons on the right for men. This is convenient because the majority of men are right-handed. It is easier for them to use the right hand buttoning up. Why then do women's clothes have buttons on the left? Even though most women are also right-handed. Is this a kind of discrimination? In fact, there is a reason why women's buttons are on that side. In the past, buttons were quite expensive and only very rich people could afford them. Women in such wealthy families had servants who dressed them. Therefore, to make it easier for the servants, buttons were put on the left. The color purple has often been regarded as a symbol of wealth and power, but the dye used to produce it did not have an elegant beginning. Ancient people living along the coast of the Mediterranean Sea first discovered how to make the dye from murex snails, small sea animals with hard shells. Unlike other snails, murex snails give off a strong-smelling liquid that changes color when it comes into contact with air and light. From this liquid, the people produce the purple dye. If we visit the places where the dye was produced, we might still be able to see the shells of murex snails. Let us hope we cannot smell them. あげようかな。In August of 1771, Joseph Priestley put a small branch of mint into transparent closed space with a candle, which burned out the air until it soon went out. After 27 days, he lit the extinguished candle again, and it burned perfectly well in the air that previously would not support it. So Priestley proved that plants somehow changed the composition of the air. In another celebrated experiment from 1772, Priestley kept a mouse in a jar of air until it collapsed. He found that a mouse kept with a plant would survive. These kinds of observations led Priestley to offer an interesting theory that plants restore to the air whatever breathing animals and burning candles remove. What was later coined by Lavoisier, oxygen. ああ、そうだ。まだまだできそう。15分なんで、区切り。日本語も読もうかな。